face LeBron in the final. Wang Chuqin is world number 1 and he's taking on his teammate, the world number 9, XIANG Peng. The action starting in just a few moments' time.
From China, XIANG Peng. From China, WANG Chuqin.
Here comes the world number 1, the man who is top of the standings, top of the tree here in Beijing, and he has the entire Infinity Arena behind him ahead of this semi-final. Well, he's already collected 2 trophies this week, and he is through to this semi looking for a chance to fight for a third. Wang Chuqin, a fan favorite here, is taking on XIANG Peng, his teammate, the 9th seed, in a best-of-7. Felix LeBron, of course, already through, but who will be joining him? The crowd hope it's that man there, Wang Chuqin, who is a firm favorite amongst the fans. And certainly, he's a favorite in terms of these stats as well. But it is XIANG Peng who leads the head-to-head on WTT level. But expect a strong showing from Wang Chuqin, world number 1 for a reason, US Smash champion in Macau just a couple of weeks after that as well. He is a player very much in form coming into this one. Has recently taken the number 1 spot in the world rankings back from Lin Shidong. Of course, we will have a new champion in the men's, given that the defending champion has now been defeated. Good match. Good match.
So for the toss, you have the choice is red or blue. Xiang is the red, so Wang, you have the blue. It's red. Xiang decides to receive. Which side? Right side for Wang.
Well, XIANG Peng wins the toss. But let's talk first, Adam, about Wang Chuqin, the world number 1, coming here off the back of a pretty hot streak, having collected the US Smash title, wasn't able to clean up at the Europe Smash, won the Champions in Macau as well, and is fighting for a chance to collect 3 titles here in Beijing. So, you know, you have to favour Wang Chuqin in this clash, don't you?
Yeah, well, just to add a little more credit to his name, wasn't able to clean up at the Europe Smash because he didn't participate. Other than that, what, 3? He's got 2 of 3 smashes this year so far. He's in wonderful form. He had a tough opening round against John Rujin. That is a very tough draw. Miłosz Rodzimski taking him to the wire as well. You saw the next 2. He's so cool in the head. He's so experienced. That said, XIANG Peng, at only 22 years old, has been in wonderful form. It's easy to go on and on about his forehand and how he's a little bit less confident in his backhand, but if you look back at his last round, his backhand was quite starry. He didn't make many mistakes there. He won a lot of points against Hugo Calderano with that backhand. Flavian Coton, Nicolas, Adrian Rassafos. Again, these are players, especially from Adrian Rassafos and Flavian Coton, that have really risen in recent history. So no one had an easy track to get here.
No, not at all, but it was Wang Chuqin who looked a little bit vulnerable, didn't he, against the Polish player Rodzimski. But let's look at this last match against Sora Matsushima, who pretty much threw in the towel.
11-7.
Which is sort of crazy when you look at the scoreline. He got the game before. He had 7 points. On Ugo's side, though, man, this was really interesting to watch. Ugo earned himself a better opportunity running in here, but it was an awkward ball, and sometimes that extra little bit of time just leaves you with a bit of tension. And it's not quite the muscle memory that you're used to in the fast pace of play. So sometimes, whether it's a serve with less spin or a ball that's off speed under pressure, it pays off.
Well, the fans firmly behind the world #1, such a popular player. He is revered among tables tennis fans. Zhang Peng, though, let's talk, shall we, about that win over Colorado, because that was an incredible result for him, and he came from behind to do it, so it just shows that he's really got a lot of belief.
Yeah, there's some naysayers out there in the world, and the haters sometimes offer you the best motivation there is. Drink a little bit of haterade and come back stronger.
One to serve, Lovell.
Wang Chuqin will get us underway in this best of 7. Well, so much is made of that forehand, and with good reason.
This wasn't easy. The second ball, he really had to lean out of the way to get that second one off the middle, and he still played it wide enough to cause trouble.
1-all.
Well, Wang Chuqin just pointing out some camera flashes in the crowd here.
Don't expect that to be the last time. It's an interesting compilation of him in the last round having to police about 10 different fans.
2-1.
This is an interesting change of pace here from Wang Chuqin to leave it a little bit in the middle, a little bit slower, allowing that time for Zhang Peng to consider turning, as he did.
Well, it's a great ball attack, isn't it, from Wang Chuqin, who has arguably the best serve on tour on the men's side.
I think when you think of a serve, if you think of it as the serve plus the third ball, yes, it's a big part of it.
2-4.
If you combine no shot Alamion's serve and Wang Chuqin's third ball, table tennis wouldn't be so interesting to watch.
How much attention will these players have paid to the previous semi-final that we just saw?
Oh, I think it's MIB. I think it's gone.
Let 2-5.
And by Men in Black, I mean erased from their memory. I know you haven't seen the film, so.
5-3.
After all, they have nothing to regret. They can learn as much as they can from their victories in the last round, but they're not going to be held up on it. They've got new assignments on the desk now.
Amazing forehand from Wang Chuqin, isn't it?
Yeah, it rarely comes back when he puts in this much effort. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was just going to say, we talked so much about his serve, but the forehand is just spectacular to witness.
That's what a serve's job is. They're just setting the ball for someone to spike on the third. Probably the last volleyball analogy I will make.
I mean, it's not surprising, is it, to see Zhang Peng in this semi-final. He reached the semi-final at this event last year as well, but he's one of those players who perhaps flies under the radar somewhat.
I think it's fair to say it is somewhat surprising to see him in the final. All credit to him. I'm a big fan. I think the odds are, I mean, just straight up, he's the number 9 world rankings here, 9th seed. Wang Chuqin.
My respect for players. No flashlights.
The thing is, it's obviously not intentional.
4-7.
I've accidentally pressed a button that turned my flash on. I didn't realize it before, and I've been in table tennis for some time. Respect the players.
7-5.
What do you think Wang Chuqin was perhaps, he looked a little rattled, didn't he, when he was pointing out the flashes in the crowd, and perhaps that's resulted in a lapse in focus for him?
It's a good question. I feel like there's an element of, well, that's a facial expression for you, fun one. I'm gonna say an element of, come on now, haven't we been through this before?
8-5.
just you don't want to have to be worrying about this. You appreciate the sentiments and all the love from the fans, but at the same time, yeah, it can be quite distracting.
Well, XIANG Peng is more than able to hold his own in these rallies.
Yes.
Still in touch.
Right, he's doing an excellent job of using his backhand, creating that wide angle, which buys him a little bit more space to step around. Wang Chuqin will go to the short side of the table from time to time. Yeah, the facial expressions are getting more and more.
Please respect players. Thank you.
He's getting pretty cheesed off, Wang Chuqin.
6-8.
Whoa, so is somebody in the crowd.
Thank you.
Whole lot of cheese here.
6-8. 7-8.
Wang Chuqin with that backhand into the net, and perhaps that is because he's a little ruffled. That facial expression said a lot, didn't it, before, when he's having to point out again about the flashes. He makes up for it that time, though, despite some blistering forehands from XIANG Peng.
Yeah, this is the part of the table that I've expected Wang Chuqin to go to a little bit more often. As a player who's forehand dominant on the other side, XIANG Peng will look to step around, leaving that wide forehand as a place to exploit from time to time.
Wow. 9-8.
Brilliant ball placement from XIANG Peng.
Very agile as he steps around once again. I was just thinking back to the flash situation. With that active play, footwork there, the legs. But maybe this is why Xia chose the left side of the table pretty much every chance she got.
9-all.
I mean, it's an interesting thing to speculate, but I mean, the table is surrounded on all sides by fans, isn't it? So the flashes are going to come from everywhere.
Close, I would say 3/4 of the sides. You've got the catwalk behind Wang Chuqin, so he's facing more fans. XIANG Peng is facing the catwalk. That's where Xia prefers to be. So it's not quite theater in the round.
Please, thank you.
Oh,
10-9.
Wang Chuqin stumbles, loses his footing, and hands a game point to XIANG Peng.
I quickly like to throw a little credit your way and pull my foot out of my mouth. I just stood up and saw all the fans above the catwalk. So there you go. Theater in the round and game point.
11-9. Then to XIANG.
Wang Chuqin with a wild return, and it's XIANG Peng who wraps up the opener 11 points to 9, and still Wang Chuqin is pointing to the crowd, remonstrating with the umpire, pointing out the section of the crowd that's been causing him trouble with those camera flashes.
You want to call the referee?
Would you like to call the referee? And I think he's still thinking about that. I don't think he would like to. I think he would just hope that it sort of settles on its own. 4 straight points from XIANG Peng, who played some incredible table tennis, but Wang Chuqin has got the home court advantage to work against.
Well, let's have a look then at the top-ranked players here in Beijing and the players who've made the most ground in the world standings. XIANG Peng has got his name on there. The world-ranked number 9 is up a massive 59 points in the last 12 years. And those are the men who've made the most progress up the world standings.
Chen Junsong, after the new world rankings come out, you can expect to move up quite a lot. Yeah, he moved up over 500 spots, but he's still outside the top 100. And how deep he came here, he really put himself on the table tennis map. XIANG Peng climbing, off to a good start in this best of 7.
Well, they have changed sides now, and it'll be fascinating to see how Wang Chuqin responds to the disappointment, the agonizing way in which he lost that opening game.
I start taking your side now. I'm like, this side's all the same. There are fans on every side.
One love.
And the forehand goes long, and XIANG Peng's momentum continues in game number 2.
This is wise, mature play to take that one slowly and play it very spinny.
Love 2.
Now, will he have taken notice of Wang Chuqin's demeanour in game number 1 and thought, okay, he's rattled and now I've got a chance to capitalise on that?
I think so. I don't think it'll be the top thing on his mind, but it'll just be one more data point to empower him and remind him why he should be confident.
Well, with a forehand like that, how can you not be confident?
This is unbelievable. I have to imagine a significant percentage of the hundreds of millions around the world watching this live that their hands were facing the ceiling, palms straight up, saying, how on earth did he generate that?
3-1.
A lot of stress there as he exhales a deep exhale.
Wang Chuqin gets the better of him that time, and he looks a lot more settled now, doesn't he, the world number 1? I'm used to saying the world number 2 because he's recently just reclaimed that top spot.
3-2.
Yeah, fair enough. He spent the majority of this year there. That said,
2-4.
I can't say that he does. To me, yeah, he made a great point. I don't know if I'd say he looks more settled. Xiang Peng, this is crazy. The footwork. This is 2004 Yu Sungmin. Look at his legs, his body position, and he's ready to come back.
Is he a momentum player, Xiang Peng? Like we saw with Felix LeBrun Fraser saying earlier that he's a player who really thrives on the momentum. Or some players don't mind the challenge of having to come from behind. What kind of player would you say Xiang Peng is?
Well, he's one that's definitely maturing mentally and showing great, say, response to different parts of his game. 2 times in a row, he turns his back on the world number 1, and it works. We've seen Wang Chuqin on the other side when he has to turn a corner, and it rarely comes back. It did once. Serious momentum here. Xiang Peng, 12 of the last 16.
6-3.
Flips the top of the net on the way over, and Wang Chuqin is able to claw back 1 of those 4 points. Is this where he starts to make his comeback now, Wang Chuqin?
He's still got a ways to go. It's completely possible, but the body language, blowing the bangs there, he still looks quite uncomfortable.
4-7.
Yeah, the momentum definitely in favour of the world number 9 here. And of course, has taken a big title already this year, champion in XIANG.
Good angle on this one. Wang Chuqin taking it early. The timing, this one was not coming back. Again, there aren't so many opportunities to play so wide, but it was a little shallow on the table. This is knowing combinations, the pattern of play, and Wang Chuqin quickly exploiting that opportunity. That's a wonderful long push.
8-5.
Xiang Peng, if you were to make a checklist of all the different ways there are to win a point in table tennis, you couldn't complete it. But Xiang Peng would have a longer list than most already in this match.
5-9.
Well, Wang Chuqin looks to be running out of time in game number 2. Did he throw a different serve there?
Big time, a very simple serve. I won't repeat some of the nicknames I've heard for it, but it's a serve from someone who's not finding answers with their usual serves. Timo's done it against Dima in a final. We've seen Ma Long do it against many opponents. It's 4 game points for Xiang Peng.
11-6.
And this is on the return, and it is Xiang Peng who wraps up game at number 2 by 11 points to 6. This is a remarkable showing from the 9th seed against the world number 1. Leads by 2 games to nothing.
I love to see him playing so well. Xiang Peng is just really, for any hater that might have said he's only forehand or he's lacking something in the mental game, well, scoreboard, back for game 3.
Here we go then. It is Zhang Peng who is halfway
Third game.
to his first
One
ever
to serve.
Smash final.
Lovo.
Wang Chuqin needs to find something here if he's to establish himself.
Love.
This
one.
is the best of 7, so he does have time, but this is certainly not a position that Wang Chuqin would want to find himself in, or indeed is used to being in.
1-all.
Yeah, I think Wang Chuqin's probably going to take some shorter strokes early on in the rally to establish himself. Play for positioning, play compact, try to move around Zhang Peng.
1-2.
Quality received with the backhand, a little net off the top. Not the first time we didn't see somebody raise a hand. It's just tense moments out here today.
3-1.
Whoa, Kawakami-san on the right. Keep your eyes on that Japanese youngster. He's going to be a superstar, mark my words. Kazuki. Hamada, another player from Japan who is in the main draw here who went quite deep. But Ryusei Kawakami. Many other strong young players watching on right now for the Youth Smash.
2-4.
Wang Chuqin was 2 games down, wasn't he, in that match against Miloš Radzimski. Managed to turn that one around and win it, and that's what makes a difference, doesn't it? Between champions and the best of the rest. That ability to, you know, really dig deep when things aren't going your way.
Yeah, it's a wonderful point. This is going to be quite crucial for Wang Chuqin to win this game.
4-4.
As impenetrable as Wang Chuqin seems, and as much of a team captain and a hero as he is, he's still human after all. He's had an exhausting week, and pressure is real for anybody. We've seen the best of all time beat.
5-4.
Well, yeah, it has, of course, been a busy time for him, hasn't it? Picking up the mixed doubles title, the men's doubles title last night as well. And then straight back to the table again for more.
Yeah, it's nice actually that we've seen some smiles out of him since the, men's doubles semifinal on. Feel like there's been a lightness, but that lightness is not here now.
4-7.
That said, there is some sense of freedom, at least in the wrist, because he's generated more spin. Still, he's not the same that we're used to seeing. There's way more stress.
Oh my goodness.
7-5.
That's a well-placed ball. Zhang Peng is able to play it short enough. He knows that Wang Chuqin is so good from inside the baseline.
But the build-up to that big forehand, the same, but the outcome not.
7-6.
He just can't find his rhythm, can he, Wang Chuqin?
It's taken away from him. Credit to Zhang Peng for getting back this slow, heavy spin shot and leaving the awkward ball in play. There was no rhythm. Wang Chuqin started it. Oh!
Well, there is an apology that time.
I think the fans didn't realize who won the point. Really? Okay, now they get it. You could hear it.
8-7.
And Zhang Peng gets himself into a lead for the first time in this game. Or did he lead 1-0 to start things off?
Let's.
It was
8-7.
Wang Chuqin who had a 3-point lead at one point, didn't he? 4 points to 1.
Beautiful one on the parallel here to tie things up. Remember, crucial moments here. Short stroke from Zhang Peng. Good switch. Wang Chuqin looking smooth on this last one.
Takes a slender lead now as we edge towards the end of game number 3. And this, would you say, Adam, is as good as a must-win game for Wang Chuqin?
Feels that way indeed.
9-8.
The stress hasn't left.
Oh, what a way to bring up game points.
That was massive. That was maybe the best yet. We've seen some good shots from Wang Chuqin, but that had everything. It had speed, it had precision. He looked as free as can be, and it sets up 2 game points.
Let 8-10.
Body language.
Oh my goodness. And no apology either.
I didn't see. I will say that it was some TTK, little table tennis karma, as Xiang Peng had a devastating net drop. There it is.
Oh, missed
okay,
that
good.
one.
It seemed unlikely, especially on a game point. In the heat of the moment, in a crucial moment where all you're thinking about is the next point. But this, I mean, that was just the universe doing its thing. TTK, table tennis karma, and he's on the board, 1-2. The world #1 trails against Xiang Peng.
Here's a look then at the race to the WTT finals, the season ender in Hong Kong, China in December. Wang Chuqin, he has already qualified for that one. His place there is safe, but Xiang Peng can take massive strides towards sealing his place there. It's the top 16 men who qualify. Xiang Peng will collect, well, 2,000 ranking points for the winner, but he needs to actually be in with a chance of getting those ranking points if he makes it through to the final. Let's look then at who is in the race.
It's been quite a year to see some of those faces that are in danger of not qualifying. By the way, that's not DJ Wang Chuqin mixing it up. That's him making sure he's got traction for a lot of footwork in this game.
1 love.
I don't know if you were looking at those last faces from Anders Lind on, just thinking about how many of those big stars won't be there, won't qualify.
1-0.
Well, it's so important, isn't it? Now, this time of year, time is running out to do so as well.
Yeah, I ask a lot of people, am I going to see Montpellier, Frankfurt? They're like, nah, my world ranking's not there yet. It's half the people that qualify for the finals.
1-2.
Is Wang Chuqin still looking a bit unsettled?
Yes, definitely. 2 points toward the end of last game. Looked more like himself.
3-2.
Just love the confidence though, Xiang Peng, the attitude.
Yes, this for me is a major step in the right direction, and I think part of the reason he's here.
3-0.
It's a fine balance of keeping your eyes open and taking in all senses here, all sensory information anyway, about what's working and what's not, and empowering yourself to stay free, be bold and brave.
3-0. Let's 3-0. Three-four.
Is Wang Chuqin trying to get Xiang Peng on that backhand? Try and keep him off that deadly forehand that he knows he has?
I think it's part of the plan, but I think the details are going to be crucial.
5-3.
For example, parallel forehands into the wide forehand worked for him quite a bit. Sometimes changing pace, sometimes opening strong, but keeping Xiang Peng sort of guessing in the rhythm. Wow, that is adaptability. I thought Wang Chuqin did just about everything right, and Xiang Peng still had the answers to these wide into the backhand shots. 2 forehands covering from off the backhand side of the table.
4-6.
It's counterintuitive to be so powerful, but to play a soft, delicate game, to be able to generate more spin than almost anybody in the world, but take spin off your shot. And sometimes that's what's required to solve the puzzle on the other side.
5-6.
Well, he does apologise, Wang Chuqin, but I'm sure he doesn't really mean too much by way of the apology because he needs to claw back some ground here. First time out then, off the match.
Time out.
He's been caught by Zhang Peng, who was 3 points ahead, and Wang Chuqin is nipping at his heels now, reducing his arrears to just a single point.
I think this is a very astute timeout. Remember, no coaches on benches, as both players are representing Team China here. It's a good time to say, look, I'm still in the lead. What's been working? Let's hydrate for a minute. Wang Chuqin, as you mentioned, 2 points in a row. He's been good in the slower game, and it's still fast, but it's not the full power. A little bit more spin on the backhand. A lot going on behind those eyes right now. Same on both sides, but man, deep breathing. You noticed something about his eyes?
He just looked really upset, didn't he? Didn't look happy at all, Wang Chuqin.
To me, he's in that limbo state right now. He's still aware that he needs to be as positive as he can. He can't let anything be a rain cloud over his head in this moment. After all, he did win last game. He's got some momentum behind him now. It's his opponent who used his timeout, so these are all things he's got going for him.
Please, thank you.
Fan said Shangpeng Jiao. Speaking of bold and brave.
7-5.
And he takes the first point after the restart, Zhang Peng. Quick point as well. That was an ambitious return, wasn't it, from for Wang Chuqin, rather, at full stretch there.
Eight, 5.
2 quick points if Shangpeng were to go up 3-1. This would be very, very interesting.
Well, Wang Chuqin was just struggling there, wasn't he, to get any kind of a read on the Zhang Peng serve.
6-1.
The tables have been reversed here.
Yeah, it's a well-placed serve. Wang Chuqin is incredibly well calculated in his game.
10-6.
Wow, this would be a remarkable feat, wouldn't it, for Zhang Peng if he were to go 3-1 up in this semi-final.
This is clever, and it's a little bit surprising because it seemed like the one that Shangpeng would be able to move in on and play that much harder. A little higher arcing, more shallow on the table, but the feet were stuck. That was the issue.
Well, that's 2 game points that have been and gone for Zhang Peng. Can he hold his nerve?
Now Shangpeng, the last 2 times he served, he was very effective. Be curious to see here. It's Wang Chuqin, that said, with the serves.
11-8, game to
Well, he
Yang.
employed that similar serve, didn't he, that we saw in the last game from Wang Chuqin.
Yep, got into the touch game early on, and it was Shangpeng to make the opening. One near the baseline, and then the big forehand, whatever the apology or acknowledgement was for. Shangpeng, fair and square, goes up 3-1 against the world #1, the captain of the team, the big brother, the man filling the shoes. It's been interesting, and it will continue to be interesting. It's not over yet. Best of 7. Shangpeng needs 1 more. Wang Chuqin needs 3 more. Game 5 coming up.
A look then at the winning ball placement from Zhang Peng. Good spread across the table, Adam.
Yeah, it's almost as even as can be. Slightly more to the wide forehand of Wang Chuqin. We have to remember some of those more shallow shots. I think that's the fun way to look at it. It's not just even in terms of side to side. It's even in terms of baseline to shallow. I mean, that makes you really unpredictable.
Well, that is often the name of the game, isn't it? Every time I say, you know, what does a player need to do to re-establish themselves in this match, you often tell me, well, they need to be unpredictable.
It's so important. These players know each other well. They have to have something different, know what's expected, and give the opposite.
1 love.
Well, it is a must-win for Wang Chuqin, and how often can we say that in a match?
Not so often.
One all.
It'll be an interesting test, though, won't it, of the mentality of Zhang Peng, because sometimes we do see players panic when they get into a lead.
2-1.
This is where humility comes in. I think we've all experienced this, where we get excited about some partial accomplishment. But the job's not done until it's done, and players have all experienced this at some point in their lives, being way ahead and then not being able to cross the finish line.
Wang Chuqin with the narrow lead to start off what is a crucial game number 4 for him, or 5 rather.
Wow, what a steal. You know, I want to go back, delete, and retype that. It's not just humility, it's pragmatic focus, it's critical thinking. What will work best? He returns one and buys himself time to get back into the point.
3-4.
Patient touch play from Wang Chuqin before seizing his moment, his opportunity to put that rally to bed.
He got a chop block out of Zhang Peng, and he handles it well there. Still a safe shot. It wasn't right to the baseline. It wasn't right to the sideline.
Now, is this the turning point in game number 5?
Could be. Still looks uncomfortable. He's not playing his usual game, Wang Chuqin.
But he does have a 4-point lead now.
7.
And it is now or never for Wang Chuqin.
I think it's important in some senses that he's not playing his usual game. I think that's part of the reason, in terms of this whole unexpected factor, that Zhang Peng is having a bit more trouble this game. Wang Chuqin's bringing something different.
9-3.
Well, he is closing in now on this game. This is vital for the world number 1 to keep his hopes alive of reaching his final smash of the season, final.
Serious momentum for the world number 1. 7 of the last 8, and he's got the serves.
And he brings up 7 game points, and this has been the most one-sided game so far in this match. Some emphasis on that winner from Wang Chuqin. That was a must-win game for him. He's got the job done, but there is another must-win when the players resume in just a moment's time. Wang Chuqin takes that one by 11 points to 3. A comprehensive win in game number 5. And is this where the comeback begins?
Zhang Peng might have been startled. I think the focus that he's brought throughout, it's not going to be an easy job. Never has been. And Zhang Peng, I think, will adapt and give a much better fight in game 6. Let's see.
Time.
Well, here's a look then at the draw as things stand. 64 singles players, and we are down to the final 3 now because Felix Lebrun has already sealed his place in this evening's final. Who will be joining him? Will it be Wang Chuqin, the world number 1?
Game.
Or will it be Zhang Peng, world number 9, who's playing out of his skin at the minute, leading by 3 games to 2, and he's 1 game away from joining the Frenchman in the final later.
And those 64 are just after the entire qualifications finished.
Well, he still doesn't look comfortable, does he, Wang Chuqin?
Hasn't for this. I think there have been points here and there where he has. despite dominating last game, he didn't look comfortable in it.
Love 2.
This is sort of what I was talking about with Xiang Peng. Last game was the first game where Xiang Peng looked slightly distracted, clouded. Lost at sea for a moment.
Love
But
3.
was it because Wang Chuqin brought something different to it?
I think that's a big part of it. I think part of it could also be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
3-1.
The different things that Wang Chuqin brought. He brought slow spin, he brought somewhat compromised shots for safety, much like Tomo did against him in Yokohama. Just getting the ball back in play, playing the percentages.
3-2.
He's a player who normally takes such high risks. I've been saying this since he was 18 years old, 19 years old. He plays one of the riskiest games and makes such a high percentage of those shots. That's why he's become so dominant.
And the draw is level. Comes from 3 points down to level up at 3-all.
All.
So 12 of the last 16 points for the world number 1, Wang Chuqin, level here in a must-win game.
4-3.
Well, you do get the sense now, don't you, that this is where he will begin to find his stride, Wang Chuqin.
All I can say is I can count that as one of the 5 to 10 where he's looked very much comfortable.
3-5.
5 consecutive points then for the top seed.
Four, 5.
Who still has his timeout, by the way. Looking to take this to a decider.
Five,
Xiang Peng, we can't write him off, can we?
The quality in his forehand has caused so much trouble. Wang Chuqin hasn't been able to rally with it on many occasions. But the backhand inside the table, one of the greatest weapons as Wang Chuqin receives with wonderful precision there to put the pressure on.
Oh.
5-7.
COP. Change of pace out here. Soft shot there, that second one. Not a lot of rotation. As Xiang Peng looking down at his racket just to check.
But he's still in touch here, Xiang Peng. Oh, those forehands aren't coming back, are they?
It's so impressive to me. Quadri Aruna has different technique than most of the world. He's got one of the toughest forehands to rally with. Xiang Peng in a similar category at this moment.
Well, we are set for an exciting finish to game number 6, aren't we? Will Wang Chuqin be able to send us to a 7th, to a decider here? Or can Xiang Peng keep pace with him? Oh! Got the sense that there were some nerves behind that shot, perhaps.
Well, he had to be especially cautious to not leave it too high or too deep because Wang Chuqin inside the table has been wonderful.
Oh, and he brings up 3 game points. This to level at 3-all. We saw him come from 2 games down earlier in the week against Milos Rodzimski. Is he on the verge of doing the same? Oh.
10-8.
Xiang Peng saves the first of the 3 game points, but can he produce that 2 more times? Stop Wang Chuqin sending this to the decider.
Soft hands all around, shuts down the 4th ball. Xiang Peng with the reverse pendulum serve touch play. And as you said, 2 more game points for the world number 1.
He saves the first, but he cannot save the second. Wang Chuqin wraps up game number 6 by 11 points to 8 and sends us to a decider.
What I love is the best game, I believe, has yet to come. We get one final game, and I think both of these players will be at their absolute best for this final game. And if not, it's just going to be credit to the opponent. A decider, the final, to see who makes the finals after this.
Well, Wang Chuqin, when we saw him in the last break between games, looked deep in thought, looked pretty upset. Any change in his demeanor?
He's taken deep breaths. I know you said something nice in terms of your empathy and how it looked like he felt. Peng here, man, poker-faced. He's doing some wonderful reading about sports psychology and showing emotions, and even the Chinese thoughts around it. But now we've got my favorite stat, 56 to Wang Chuqin and 43% in the decider for a player with 20% of the fan vote.
Last game, Wang to serve, Lovon.
The remaining, oh, it's not an add up, that's why, it's a comparative. It was like 99.
Well, the first point of the final game goes the way of Peng. Gets it finished off with a massive forehand. But at this stage, do you back Wang Chuqin?
1-all.
I don't make predictions at this point. About results, I almost never do. I think in general, Wang Chuqin played game 6 like an injured player. And I'll tell you what I mean by that.
Let's 1-all.
When a player's injured, they tend to play short rallies. They control with their backhand inside the table.
2-1.
That said, it worked. It was a much tighter game than game 5. Peng with a wonderful recovery from the middle, then a full extension forehand, a little fortune as well. I can't believe that Peng played the third ball touch. He didn't go for the third ball attack. I'm sure many a table tennis fan had their jaw dropped in that moment, and it all paid off.
1-4.
Wow. 3-point lead now for Peng, but we did see that in the last game, didn't we?
Say what you want about his backhand, but you just saw that last point. From the forehand side, nonetheless. It was like he was channeling his inner Darko. Man, that's probably the 5th time that Wang Chuqin looks like someone who's been rescued from like high tide. Deep breaths.
Well, there must be some nervous spectators in this crowd.
I would guess 99% of them, if not more, no matter who they're rooting for. They switch sides here as this is the final game to keep things balanced.
Oh, what a bit of fortune for Peng, and gets himself 4 in front now.
Still early parts of this game. Percentage-wise, we never know. The simple serve and the backhand rally. Game number 6, his backhand in the short play was crucial.
7-3.
Well, he is closing in, isn't he, Peng? Of course, there is still a little way to go, but there's a lot of work for Wang Chuqin to do now.
Backhand inside the table, short points. Crucial. Peng is adjusting very well.
But so is Wang Chuqin.
You could argue better as he's won the last 2 points, at least in recent history. Now, this is the first time in a long time that we've seen a long push that was slightly more anticipated here. Wang Chuqin looked very ready. Not quite as surprising on that long push. 2 big points on receive, Wang Chuqin.
Scored his way back to within a single point.
You know what's crazy? He hasn't even called his timeout. Goosebumps, anybody?
Peng is just not able to get that forehand, able to get an opportunity to use that forehand, and you sense, don't you, that that's where he's going to do the damage.
Let 7 all.
Chuqin gets himself ahead for the first time in game number 7.
5 straight points, 6 of the last 8. You talked about damage. I feel like there might be some emotional damage. Extra spin, Xiang Peng going secure using the length of the table. There are a lot of ways to increase your chances of making a shot. Spin, playing the diagonal. He does both here. Slows it down just a little bit and it pays off. Wow, Xiang Peng getting some weird, funky, crazy shots back. He had what? A brushing, bending backhand. Moved back in. He's in front by 1 and 2 away from the finish line.
Oh, but he can't make that count. 9-all, and we are in for a nervy finish to this final game.
That flick with the backhand.
9-all.
Fascinating. Wang Chuqin there, exactly 3% better on serve, but receivers doing decently this match.
And it's championship, World Championship point, it's match point
But
for
it-
Wang Chuqin.
It sure feels like it.
That way.
That was the freedom. Wang Chuqin looked like himself on that point. Still has his timeout and a match point.
Goes long and Wang Chuqin escapes by the skin of his teeth.
好的，现场的各位，首先把掌声给到王楚钦，
But that credit must go to Xiang Peng. He
同样也把
played
掌
a
声
brilliant
给到
semi-final.
向
Pushed
鹏。
Wang Chuqin all the way, and look at that.
这
As
场
tight
比
as
赛
can be.
精
Wang
彩
Chuqin
不
reels
精
off
彩？
3 straight games. He got away with that one, didn't he?
That to me
稍
is
后会有
crazy.
赛后采访。
Unbelievable mental game. I don't know how the players
朋友们，再
mentally
次把掌
recover
声给
from
到
this.
场上的2位。
His blood pressure right now, his mind.
王楚钦
I don't know when he's going to stop thinking about that match, but it'll be just in time to make sure he optimizes his chances for the final against Felix Lebrun, because that right there was as taxing as they come for a player who's had a lot of table time across 3 events, has already taken 2 titles and is looking for a triple crown. Just later on today against Felix Lebrun, that was mentally exhausting as a spectator, and I can't even imagine what it felt like to be out there in the field of play, the battlefield, after what, 47 minutes, 11-9 in the 7th. 6 points the better, Wang Chuqin. Serves 4.5, a little plus. We're gonna have a chance to hear from the world #1 after that draining, exhausting victory. It's Lionheart, Wang Chuqin.